Everyone, come and see the greatest thing on your TV. Learning new and exciting stuff, making homework not so tough. Move your feet and shake your bones. Have some fun in the KnowZone. KnowZone, KnowZone. Have some fun in the KnowZone. Everyone, come and see the greatest thing on your TV. Learning new and exciting stuff, making homework not so tough. Move your feet and shake your bones. Have some fun in the KnowZone. KnowZone, KnowZone. Have some fun in the KnowZone. Yay!
Hello everyone and welcome back to the KnowZone. We're so glad that you could make it. I'm Charlie.
Hello, everybody. I'm Wanja.
And I'm Marara.
The ever-jovial Marara. What's happening today? You're not so happy.
Oh, I missed out on my beauty sleep. My neighbors are extremely noisy. I asked them to be quiet. They just refused.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Maybe there's someone in authority you could report them to. Maybe that could help.
Oh, thanks. I'll try that.
Actually, you know what, Marara? Today's buzzwords are going to help you a lot. So let's go hear them from our studio guests. They're waiting for us.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
Why don't you say a big hello to everyone who's watching us at home?
Hello.
And hello, everyone.
Hello, Marara.
Great. Are you ready to have some fun?
Yes.
Well, to start us off, let's tell everyone who is watching at home what this week's KnowZone buzzwords are.
And what are today's buzzwords about?
Well, Mara, today's KnowZone buzzwords are all about administration. So, could you please tell us what the buzzwords are?
Officer. Chief. Secretary. Telephone. Provincial Commissioner.
Thank you very much. Now, these are very important words, so make sure you listen out for them because you'll be hearing them throughout the program.
Well, now it's time for us to go and meet the Junction juniors, and I think today they're up to some very serious business.
Junction Juniors.
Let's try again. 2.5 is a fraction, but 2.5 is a decimal. They look different, but they are the same.
Decimals are hard to understand.
Just remember that decimals don't pass 0.9, all right? Password!
Officer,
Spell it!
O-F-F-I-C-E-R.
Yay!
What's wrong? Something bad's gonna happen to the playing fields. Something really bad.
What?
My uncle works for a building company. His company has been paid to build large office buildings right at the top of the playing field. Building's gonna start in 10 days.
What?
The playing fields.
But when they build them, where will we play football?
Junction Juniors, this is not the time to panic. What else can we do? We can find a way to stop the offices from being built.
What can we do to stop them?
We are Junction Juniors. You can do anything. Listen, I have a plan. Babu, you need to go to the cyber cafe and find the addresses of the provincial commissioner, the district commissioner, the district children's officer, the local education officer, and the chief. Write them down and bring them back so that you can start sending the letters of complaint. Lelete and Amishi, you both go to town and tell people what is happening. Ask them to sign a petition saying that they don't want our playing fields destroyed. Try and get as many signatures as you can. Bakari, go to to Mzee Baraka and ask him for the old typewriter. Then bring it here and see if you can fix it. And then we can type out our letters and send them to the different officers.
What else is there for me to do?
Brian, you can be secretary.
What? I can't be secretary. That's a girl's job. You'll be coming in a dress like other secretaries. With earrings, lipstick, and then you cut.
James, stop it! Secretary is not just a job for girls only. It's an important job. Because I'm president for Junction Juniors, both of you will be secretary. Maybe you'll learn something about gender equality.
I fixed it. It's ready to type.
And I got all the addresses you need. And we got 50 signatures.
But we can get lots more. Well done, everyone. Amisha and Leleti keep collecting the signatures while James and Brian write the letters. The rest of us can write the addresses on the envelopes and fill them with letters.
Yeah, I can play the typewriter. Hey, we are both secretaries. I get to use it fast. Nita told me.
Stop it! Are we ready to serve the playing fields?
Yay!
Go Junction Juniors! Yay!
Chief. Good news, everyone. I just got 6 more signatures from my father's friends at the train station. That makes a total of 500 signatures. That's good. We have enough signatures now to stop the builders from building on.
We've beaten the builders!
Yay!
Time to show these signatures to one person who can really make a difference.
Who?
Our Member of Parliament.
What? How are we going to find her?
It said on the radio earlier that she's going to inspect our playing fields at exactly 5:30 today.
That's in exactly 12 minutes from now. Quick, let's hurry.
Madam MP, can I speak to you for a moment? Please don't let this land be destroyed.
It's the only safe place for children to play.
It's every child's right to play in a safe environment.
We have a petition
500 people have signed it. Nobody wants to lose the playing fields.
Hey, I recognize this handwriting. Have you been writing letters to all the people in this area protesting against the building? The education officer gave me the letter you sent her. I had not been told about the building, so I came to inspect the plot myself.
Madam MP, will you help us?
But of course. I have spoken to the developers. The building will be built in another place that won't affect the community in a bad way. So, I guess the playing fields are still yours to enjoy.
Junction Juniors forever! Yay! Junction Juniors!
Wow, that was lovely. Did you all enjoy the program?
Yes!
The Junction Juniors always save the day. They are my heroes.
That's true. Did you hear any of the buzzwords?
Yes.
Yes, Mohia?
I heard the word secretary. Brian did not want to be a secretary.
That's true.
I also had the buzzword chief.
Great.
I had officer.
Excellent. Now, what else did you learn from today's episode of Junction Juniors?
Yeah, I learned that we should approach those in authority because it helps to solve many problems. Like, I will approach my area chief and complain about my noisy neighbors.
So what else did you learn?
I learned that teamwork makes things work faster.
That's right. Now, you see, the Junction Juniors worked together as a team to help save the playing fields. Now, two hands are better than one, so it's very important to remember how good teamwork is.
That's right. I know what that sound means.
Oh, yes. It's time for cool words.
Hello there and welcome back to Cool Words. Are you all ready to learn?
Yes!
Great. Now today we are going to look up the spelling rule for past tense verbs ending in Y. But first, who can remind us what a verb is?
Oh, I can.
Yes, Marara?
A verb is a doing word.
That's right. A verb is a doing word or an action word. Now, who can give me some examples of verbs? Yes, Muragwa?
Running.
Running, to run is a verb. Someone else? Yes, Sumaya?
Jumping.
Jumping, to jump is a verb. Anyone else? Yes?
And walking.
Walking, to walk is a verb. Well done, all of you. And now that we know what a verb is, who can remind us what past tense means?
Oh, I can.
Yes, Marara?
A past tense verb is a doing word that you add ed because it is something that has already happened.
Well done. So past tense verb is an action word that has already happened. Okay?
Yes.
Now give me a sentence with a past tense verb. Yes, Mukonyo?
This morning I looked at a book.
Well done. So looked is a past tense verb. Let's try this one. Today I walk down the streets. Now what's the past tense?
Yesterday I walked down the street.
I was right. You added ed to walk to make it past tense, so it becomes walked.
That's right, Marara. Now today I want us to look at some other verbs that have a different spelling pattern when they become past tense because they end in Y. Now who can give me examples of verbs that end in Y? Yes, Juma?
Try.
Try. Yes, Mohia?
Cry.
Cry. Okay, anyone else? Yes, Sumaya?
What about carry?
Carry, that's right.
Marry.
Marry. Well done, all of you. Now let's put these verbs into past tense sentences. Are you ready?
Yes.
Now, to the first sentence, we would say, today I tried to tie my shoelaces, but yesterday I tried to tie my shoelaces. Now, try this one. Today I cry because my head hurts. Now, who can turn that into past tense?
Oh, me, teacher Pendo.
Yes, Marara?
Now, today I cry because my head hurts. Yesterday I cried because my head hurt.
Well done, Marara. Now, let's look carefully at the spelling of the past tense verbs. Okay? So, try, tried, cry, cried. Do you notice what has changed?
Oh, yes, I can.
Uh-huh.
You have added ED.
But there's something else that has changed. Look carefully. So try, tried, cry, cried. What else has changed?
Oh, yes, I see.
Yes, Marara?
The Y has changed to an I.
That's right. And the spelling rule is when you're changing a verb that ends in Y into past tense, you first change the Y into an I and then add the ED.
So?
Change the Y into an I before adding ED.
Brilliant. Now, who would like to have a go at changing some verbs that end in Y into past tense? Now, here is our first sentence. Today, I carry my bag to school becomes... Yes, Muragwa?
Yesterday, I carried my bag to school.
Aha! Well done. You remember the rule?
Change the Y
into an I
before adding ED.
That's right. So carry becomes?
Carried.
Well done. Now let's try another one. Today, I marry my sweetheart.
Oh, Tisha Pendo, do you really?
Oh, Mara, this is just an example, okay? So what is the past tense of this sentence? Yes, Sumaya?
Yesterday I married.
That's right. So yesterday I married my sweetheart. So can we all repeat the rule again?
Change the Y into an I before adding ED.
Well done, all of you. You now know the rule, don't you?
Yes.
Well, it's now time to find out how far Speedy has traveled in Out There.
Hello, everyone. Can you guess what is out there today? I've come to Westlands Primary School in Nairobi. I have something very important that I want to talk to the pupils about. Follow me. Come on.
Hey, what's wrong? Leave me alone.
Hi. Wow, you're looking good, eh? What are you people on about?
We are rehearsing a skit.
Wow. Come. Let's see what this skit is all about. Okay, let's continue with our rehearsals.
Hey, why are you crying? Stop it. Leave her alone. Anne's stepfather mistreats her. And she's even planning to run away. And you kept quiet? You should have reported to the police station. But I promise not to tell anyone. Hey, let's finish our rehearsing. We'll get home late.
What if this is really happening to kids out there? What's the solution?
That is a good question. Okay, listen up. Did you know that many children are abused every day? Child abuses range from corporal punishment, sexual harassment, child labor, and the rest.
What's the solution then? What can we do to help?
Report to the police. Tell the teacher. Or the chief.
All those people need to know about it. But there's also one other thing that you need to know about.
116.
Good. Let's dial this number and get to know what it's all about.
Thank you for calling Child Helpline. How may I help you?
This is Speedy and his friends. We wanted to know this number 116, what it's all about.
Okay, thank you for calling Speedy. Child Helpline 116 is an emergency service for children providing telephone counseling. This is a service where children can call when they're in problems, and we can also refer them to essential service providers, for example, the assistant district officer and the medical officers who work hand in hand to assist children who have been abused.
Thank you, Counselor. We've learned a lot.
Thank you so much for calling Speedy, and feel free to report any cases of child abuse.
These are the 116 offices. Now you know that 116 is the number that children can call to get help. The people who work here are all trained in helping deal with child abuse. The call center has many different counselors who are on standby waiting for phone calls from children who are being abused. The counselors offer help, support, and even parental advice over the telephone. The kind people at 116 can help with many types of problems, such as sexual abuse, being beaten or hurt by an adult, getting pregnant, and many other things. When a child calls 116, the secretary types all the information on a computer and keeps it in a file, just in case they need to refer to it later on. No matter what your problem, if you call 116, you will receive help and be treated with great kindness.
Didn't we learn a lot?
Yes!
Wow! Now, children out there, if you know of any child who is being abused, or if you yourself you're being abused, then 116 is the number to call. Call this number anytime, and there'll always be someone on the other side of the line to help you.
116 is not just a number. Call and get help. Yeah!
Thanks, Maspidi. That was an interesting out there. Now, the Childline team do a great job. And if you ever need someone to talk to, day or night, now you know who to call. The number is simple. It's 116. And it's for free.
That's right. Right now, though, don't go anywhere, because the only people who should be running are our number runners.
Oh, yes. It's time now for... Number Run! That's right. Now, this is a game that we invented so that we could help Marara with his maths.
Oh, yes, please, help me.
All right. Now, the game is very simple. On the board, we have 3 sums, just like this example sum right here. Now, if you notice, there's something missing from the sum. Now, what our number runners have to do is come up and solve the sum. Now, once you've solved the sum, you go down to the number pit to get the number that you need to complete the sum. Now, once you find the number like so, all you have to do is go back to the board over there.
Now, once you get here, you need to make sure you put your number in the correct position, like this. Make sure you don't get your numbers mixed up, because the moment the number is here, it's stuck. You cannot change it.
That's right. Now, once you've solved the sum, all you have to do is run across to your teammates and tag in the person to solve the next sum like this.
There's a catch. You have 3 sums to solve in just 45 seconds.
Now, in this game, speed is everything, because if you do solve the 3 sums in 45 seconds, you get to take these wonderful maths books back to your school. Are the rules clear?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes.
Let's have our number runner, number 1.
All right. Let's put 45 seconds on the clock and reveal the first sum.
What divided by 4 is 3? Go. Help her with the right answer.
The right answer.
Give her 10. Go. Right there. You sure that's your final answer?
Yes.
Tag the next person. 36 minus 22 is what? Go. Help him with the right answer. Help him with the right answer.
Come on,
it's right there. You can find it.
Go. Come on, you can find it. You can find it.
Find it.
Find it.
Help him.
There's a 4 in it. There's a 4 in it.
Go.
Get it. Help him.
It's there. Yeah.
You sure that's your final answer?
Come on. Give them the right answer.
Go, quick.
Give her the right answer. Make sure you give her the right
7
answer.
multiplied by what is 49? Go.
7.
Oh, time is up. Oh,
Time
well
is
done.
up.
Well done.
Not to worry.
Not to worry.
It's all right.
Come back.
Just
Come on back.
Up here. Well done. On to the first sum. We asked you, what divided by 4 is 3? You gave 12. Is that the correct answer?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
That's right. 12 is the correct answer. And on to the second sum. we asked you 36 minus 22 is what? You gave 14. Is that the correct answer?
Yes!
Very good. 14 is the correct answer. And on to the third sum. Even though you didn't complete it, we asked you 7 multiplied by what is 49? Take a guess. What is it?
7.
Yes, 7 is the correct answer. And we'll just put it here quickly. And that should have been the answer. But nonetheless, you completed 2 sums out of 3. Let's give them a big round of applause. Well done.
Well done. Well done.
Very good. Very good.
You're still winners because you helped me with my mathematics homework.
Oh, yes.
Great. So did you enjoy playing the game?
Yes!
You better keep it here because we still have half an hour of fun and learning right here in the KnowZone. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Let's remind all the children at home what the KnowZone buzzwords are.
Officer.
Chief. Secretary. Telephone.
Provincial Commissioner.
Now, these are very important words, so be sure to listen out for them because you'll be hearing them throughout the show.
That's right. But right now, it's time for us to get a little bit wild.
Oh, I know. It's time for Wild Zone. I love the Wild Zone.
Here we go.
Hello everyone, I have something very special to show you today. It's not an animal, but it's still a very important and interesting part of our wild world. Can you guess what it is? That's right, it's Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya is the highest mountain in Kenya and the second highest mountain in Africa. It is 17,058 feet high. The mountain is located in the Mount Kenya National Park, which is on the equator. This national park is looked after by rangers who work for the Kenya Wildlife Service. Did you know that Mount Kenya is actually a volcano? But don't worry, it hasn't erupted for over 2 million years, so I think we're safe. There are many special flowers and plants that grow on Mount Kenya. This flower is called a giant lobelia. It is a very clever flower. It can stop water from freezing so that it can keep drinking it even when it is very, very cold. The highest peak of the mountain is called Batian. It's so high up that it is often covered by clouds. Since the mountain is so high, ice forms on its peak and this is why it looks white. Water freezes at the top of the mountain and forms large blocks of ice called glaciers. When these glaciers melt, they form rivers that run down the mountain and into the villages below so that people like you and me can drink it. Mount Kenya provides water for over 2 million people. Wow, imagine that. That is why mountains are so important to our wild world. That's all for now, KnowZone Rangers. Until next week, take care of our wild world. Bye!
Wow, I did not know all those facts about Mount Kenya.
Yeah, I didn't know either. It's a volcano that has not erupted for over 2 million years? Do you think it's going to erupt anytime soon?
Don't be scared, Marara. I think we're safe.
Yeah, so do I.
I know what that sound means. It's time for...
Hot Numbers!
Hello there and welcome back to Hot Numbers. I hope you've got your thinking caps on.
Yes, Teacher Pendo.
Great, because in the next 2 lessons, we are going to be learning about decimals. Don't Don't look so worried. Decimals are fun. It's going to be easy.
What are decimals?
Decimals are similar to fractions. And of course, by now, you all know what a fraction is.
Oh, I know. A fraction is part of a whole number.
Well done. Well, a decimal number represents part of a whole number too. In fact, we can write fractions as decimals, and we can turn decimals into fractions. We are going to look at decimals and their place values. And to do that, we need a place value chart. Now, do you all remember this?
Yes.
Good. Now, when we first learned about place values, we started from ones and went all the way to thousands. Decimals are set apart from whole numbers by what we call a decimal point, and it looks like this. Now, the place value of the digit immediately on the right of the decimal point is the tenths, okay? The column immediately to the right of the tenths is hundredths, and it's followed by thousands.
When we were learning about fractions, we learned about a tenth. Does it have anything to do with a tenth in the place value chart, Teacher Pendo?
That's right. Now, like the fraction, it is a tenth of a whole. And as a decimal, we would write it like this. So, 0 in the ones, and then we have the decimal point, and then 1 in the tenths.
Right. So let's count all the tenths together. Ready?
Yes.
So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9,
1.
and 1.
Good. So 10 tenths make 1 whole. Now, how would we write that on our place value chart? Mukonyo?
It comes to the unit column.
That's right. 1 is a whole number, and it goes to the left of the decimal point, okay?
Yes.
Now, let's look at some other fractions. What is a half of 100? Yes, Amilevi?
A half of 100 is 50.
Well done. Now, to write a half as a decimal, we would write it like this. So that's 0.5. Now, let's place it in its correct place value. So 0 in the ones column and 5 tenths. How about a quarter? What is a quarter of 100? Yes, Muragwa?
Quarter of 100 is 25.
To write a quarter as a decimal, we would write it like this. So that's 0.25. Now let's place it in the correct value. So 0 in the ones, we have our decimal point. We have our 2 in the tenths, and we have 500ths. Okay?
Yes.
Now, what will be 3/4 of 100?
Oh, I know.
Yes, Marara?
Now, 3/4 of 100. So that is 3 times 25. That is 75.
And how would we write it as a decimal? Yes, Muya?
0.75.
That's right. Now, who is going to place it on the correct value? Yes, Juma? Do that for us.
We're going to place 0 on the units column. You put your decimal point. Place the 7 on the 10th column. And you place the 5 on the 100th column.
We're nearly through with our lesson, but there's one more thing to do. Okay, now I have some cards here. Just help me spread them in the right way. I have some cards with some decimal numbers on. Now, what I want you to do is find a pair that makes 1. Remember, decimals are a part of a whole number. So I've picked 0.6 and 0.4. That's 6 tenths and 4 tenths. Now, they make 10 tenths, which is a whole. Okay?
Yes.
Now, who will go next? Yes, Muragwa? What do you have?
0.9 plus 0.1 is equals to 10 tenths, which is 1.
Well done. Who's next? Yes, Juma? What have you got?
0.7 plus 0.3 is equals to 10 tenths, which is 1.
Well done. Now the last one. Yes, Amilevi?
0.8 and 0.2, which makes 10 tenths, which is 1.
Well done, everyone. Now that we understand that decimals are a part of a whole number, we'll be looking at how to subtract and add decimals. But that's in next week's lesson.
Oh, good. I think I need some time to practice today's lesson.
Good idea. Well, it's now time to get arty. It's time for At Zone.
Hello, children. Do you see my little bug family on the table? Guess what it's made out of? It's hard, and then they've been colored in. Well, I'll tell you, we're actually going to be working with rocks today. So here, I have a pile of rocks. I just looked at rocks, and I just looked at them and thought, what can they become? And some rocks are really interesting, like this one. It seems like somebody already shaped it, but I actually just picked it up like that. So with this one, I thought I saw something with this. Let me show you what it'll become. So just look at this. I'm going to take my paints again. I want to use very little paint. So I won't color all of it. I don't want it to be wet, because if you're painting on a rock, you need the paint to be really thick. So I take my white paint to start with. So I'm just going to paint it in really slowly. And because I'm painting on rock, it's not flat like paper. So you just have to see where it leads you. It's okay if it's not straight, just as long as you can see the idea. Okay? Do you already see what I'm seeing? Let me keep working on it, I'll show you. I'm using the paint as it is because I want it to be heavy, and I'm just going to add this in. So painting on stone is quite different from painting on paper because it's not smooth, so it's not as easy, but it's just as much fun. Then I'm just gonna do one more thing, and I'm almost done. Now I'm gonna look for black. And with a little brush, just gonna go over this. And then I'm just gonna add a bit more detail here. So if I want to continue with just a bit more, but not much actually, I'm just going to put in something that will show you where the roof is. So I'm going to take a bit of red. So wherever I feel like putting a line in, I'll do that. And I feel that that's done. I have a little house. So the first thing that I had to do actually was just go out and look at rocks with new eyes and think, what do I see in this rock? Once I see something, then I just come and add in a few details to make it what I want. I hope you'll go out there, you'll look for rocks, you'll find something interesting in them, and then you'll take them back home and transform them into whatever you want. So you can color them in and make them into little bugs, or from just a stone into a car. So goodbye for now.
Wow, I love the way Auntie Sana could transform just everyday objects in At Zone.
Yes, she turned those ordinary stones into something really extraordinary.
Yeah.
That's right, that's right. But right now it's time for something a little bit different. It's time for us to put our brains in gear for our very own Battle of the Minds. It's time for Spell It.
Animal, chapter, building, narrow, respect, deep, vegetable, work. Welcome to Spell It. Sumaya, Muragwa, and Amilevi. You're about to step out of the shadows and into the light to compete for the top prize of the KnowZone Spelling Champion, in which the winner will go home with their very own KnowZone dictionary.
Each contender has just 30 seconds to spell correctly as many words as possible. If you want to hear the word again, simply say repeat, and it will be repeated for you. Now, each word is worth 1 point. So the more words you spell correctly, the greater your chances of winning. Are the rules clear?
Yes. Somaya, you're up first. Please take your place on the spelling zone.
Somaya, your 30 seconds start now.
File.
F-I-L-E.
Abuse.
A-B-U-S-E.
Field.
F-I-E-L-D.
Chief.
C-H-I-E-F.
Support.
S-U-P-P-O-T-E.
Cabinet.
C-A-R-B-I-N-E-T.
Command.
C-O-M-A-N-D.
Time is up. Good.
Well done, Somaya.
Muragwa, you're up next. Please take your place on the spelling zone.
Ragwa, your 30 seconds start now.
Call.
C-O-L-E.
Help.
H-E-L-P.
Build.
B-I-U-L-D.
Office.
O-F-F-I-C-E.
Station.
S-T-A-T-I-O-N.
Computer.
C-O-M-P-U-T-E-R.
Convict.
C-O-N-V-E-C-T.
Secretary.
S-E-C-R-E-T-A-R-Y.
Punishment.
P-U-N-I-S-H-M-E-N-T.
Appropriate.
A-P-P-R-O-P-I-M-E.
Time is up. Well done.
Well done.
Please step back. Amilevi, you're up next. Please take your place on the spelling zone.
Ami Levy, your 30 seconds start now.
Save.
S-A-V-E.
Type.
T-Y-P-E.
Guilt.
G-I-L-T-E.
Assist.
A-S-S-I-T-S-T.
Report.
R-E-P-O-R-T.
Leader.
L-E-A-D-E-R.
Concern.
C-O-N-C-E-R.
Province.
P-R-O-V.
Time is up.
Well done.
Well done.
Well done. That was a 10th edition of Spell It. I won't prolong the stress. We'll get straight to the results. Now, you've all spelled very well, but there must be a winner, and that can only be one person today. So in joint second place, with a total of 4 points, we have Somaya and Ami Levy, which means our winner, with a total of 6 points, is Muragwa. Let's give her a round of applause, everyone.
Well done.
Congratulations, Muragwa. You are today's KnowZone Spell It champion.
Well
Why don't
done.
you show everyone your dictionary? Another round of applause, everyone, please.
Very good. Congratulations to all of you.
That's right. Now, after that 10th edition of Spell It, I think we've all earned a break. So why don't we all sit back, relax, probably step into the chill-out zone and enjoy another edition of African Tales.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're sitting comfortably. I'm going to tell you a story about a family of chameleons who have a very stressful day. I hope you enjoy it. And don't forget to look out for this week's buzzwords. It happened one night as the wind blew and the clouds crept in, as the thunder roared and the lightning flashed and the rains came flooding in. One by one, the animals of the forest ran into caves and dens, all seeking refuge from the heavy showers. Even the birds of the sky sat perched in their nests, protecting their little ones and waiting for the dawning of a bright and sunny day. And so, when morning finally came, and with it the glow of the warm sun, the animals returned to the fields, dancing with good cheer. Life had gone back to normal, or so it seemed. Rangi, oh Rangi. Mr. Chameleon, who was horned and as green as the leaf he stood on, had climbed to the top of a baobab tree to look for his son. Again he cried out, Rangi, where are you? Rangi. His voice echoed through the hills and plains, but sadly, he heard no reply. Rangi, oh Rangi! On the ground below, Mrs. Chameleon was also searching for Rangi, but no matter how hard she looked, she couldn't find him. Poor Mrs. Chameleon sighed with frustration. Ah. Just then, Mama Porcupine strolled by. Excuse me, Mrs. Chameleon began, but have you seen my baby, Rangi? He's been missing since the terrible storm. Mama Porcupine thought for a moment and then said, Chameleons are always very hard to find. You need professional help. Why don't you ask the chief? I am sure she will be able to find him. I will stay and keep searching for Rangi here. And so they set off on a long, slow walk. And eventually they arrived at the chief's office. Excuse me, Mr. Chameleon called out. A small squirrel looked from behind his desk, and the chameleon parents explained to him their problem. Oh, dear, the squirrel replied when they had finished telling him the sad story. I am very sorry, but I am not the chief. I am the secretary. The chief is already out on duty. Seeing how saddened the chameleons were, the squirrel added, Perhaps, you should report it to Zimzim, the police officer. He is the best police officer in the entire animal kingdom. Filled with a new hope, the chameleons left the chief's office and headed towards the police station. I hope Rangi didn't get washed away by the terrible storm. We may never find our son, Mrs. Chameleon said as they walked along a path where scary-looking hawks and eagles hovered above looking for tasty lizards and mice to eat. Soon they arrived at the police station. Excuse me, Mr. Chameleon called out. And Zimzim, the zealous zebra, looked up from his file. How can I help you? Zimzim asked. Sir, we've lost our baby Rangi and we can't find him anywhere, Mrs. Chameleon replied. For how long has Rangi been missing? Zimzim asked. He has been missing since before the break of dawn. It was almost noon now. So Zimzim said to them, Take me to the place you were last with him. And right away, the chameleons directed him towards the grand baobab tree. This is where we last saw him, Mrs. Chameleon said. By this leaf. Zimzim looked at the brown branch of the tree. As he saw a brown little lump curled under a leaf. Your baby is not missing, as he gently nuzzled the brown little lump. He is sleeping. And suddenly, the brown lump moved. It was baby Rangi sleeping upside down and as sound as can be. Rangi opened his big eyes and looked around. He yawned and then said, I had a very nice dream. I remember rain pouring and hearing everyone calling out to me. Mrs. Chameleon smiled with joy as she cuddled her little boy. Mr. Chameleon smiled to Zim Zim. What else can we say except thank you for reuniting us with our baby son? The end. Wasn't that a lovely story? I am so glad they found baby RANGI. Chameleons are so difficult to see. Anyway, that's all we have time for. So goodbye.
I love ending on a good story.
Yeah, so do I. And now I have all of these week's buzzwords.
Well done, Mara, well done. So, have you all had fun on today's show?
Yes! Excellent.
So, come on everyone, let's say goodbye.
Bye!